As far as American culture, do you think we should stick to the culture that we've had that has made this country what it is, or do you think we should do away with the culture that we've had for forever, American culture, and maybe go towards other countries' cultures?
Norway and them are creating facilities for clean energy. They're reconstructing the prison system. The culture that they're bringing to the table, the lack of cars they use, man. They're using, they got the bikes over there, the scooters, you know, they're doing everything they have to do to keep a sustainable environment, somewhere where the crime rate is not going to be high. The American culture, we're savages. In a bigger picture, because like I said, you can't live a good life out here, but bigger picture wise, we're savages.
I definitely agree with that, but let me ask you this, man,
Yeah.
because Norway has a population of over 5 million people. Switzerland has over 8 million people. There's more people in NYC than there is in Switzerland. Where sustainable comes up, and we say, is the culture and lifestyle of a country like Switzerland, would that work in a country like America where you have over 320, 330 million people, plus all the illegal immigrants that are here too? Do you think those same methods are sustainable for this many people out here?
If the American culture uses the same propaganda they use for the evil, and they flip it over and use that propaganda for the positive, the way Norway does, we can change it, because the people only shift with the trends. So if they make it a trend, they'll succeed.
So do you think it's possible for humans to live sustainably while living in big cities?
No,
Somewhere like New York City where you got hundreds of apartments all in one building.
no.
So we got to do away with cities, big cities. We got to spread out a little more.
Oh yeah. I mean, bro, you can't have close quarters like that. Excuse me, I'm chewing right now because I'm chewing this
Nah, you good, you good.
mouthful, bro. You can't, bro. The city, it's a beautiful thing. It's good to visit, but ask anybody who lives in the city. Ask them their experience and how they live. Just ask them. Don't get it wrong. It's great to
That
go
shit
there, check the
sucks.
store. Listen, the American culture is it's too much, man. And it isn't stopping. What do you think about the American culture?
I definitely think America is haunted in the sense of there's been a lot of bad fucked up things that has happened. In order for us to get to where we're at right now, we look at the history of Christopher Columbus and everything that he did, and taking over land out here, saying that he discovered it when we know that he didn't discover it. There was people here already, and the people that were already here got their land stolen from them. And as fucked up as that is, me and you benefit from what they did back then today.
True.
Um,
It doesn't necessarily mean we agree with it, though.
right, right. Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, there's things about this country that is fucked up, but there is some kind of good that came from it, kind of like what we talked about earlier. So I think no matter who you are, you have to acknowledge that there's some fucked up things that we've done. And when I say we, I just mean that this country. Never mind the shit that that our country's leaders are doing now to other countries today. But I mean, as far as the American culture, I do think if you look past the dirty history behind it, I do think the culture is a beautiful thing. I think when we're vibrating on the right energy, and how you like, kind of like how you said, if we took that propaganda and flipped it for good and stopped focusing on the evil and trying to bring more evil, I definitely think America's culture is something beautiful to, if you really think about it.
Tough to say.
Nah, well, I mean, you got to think like, I started my food business, my vegan food business. You started your everything woke thing. The freedom that we have to make those kind of moves, to say,
Yeah.
what, fuck it, I'm gonna take this 150, this 120, I'm gonna go open up me a business today, and you have your shit you ready to sell shit within weeks once you get all your other paperwork together. You know, you're ready to make money right away, and for the most part, you can kind of you can
See,
say you make you could.
but right there, but see, that's that right there.
That's
That's
part of our culture.
the American culture is based on that.
Money.
Yes, because no, it is what it is. But you're 100% right. Like I said, I agree with you 100%. We live in this country. We have to live in it. We have to eat. We have to raise our family. We have to make money. So in this country, yeah, you're 100% right, bro. Like compared to a lot of other countries, of course, we do have the ability to live a great life. But you mentioned something earlier, what it took and how and what is continuing to take place in order for us to achieve this
It's fucked
is,
up.
is something that haunts a lot of people. We could say we're living a great life. Then you go to these hoods and these ghettos where it's broken buildings. There's no construction being worked on in there. They expect people to live, but look at the surroundings. Look at the culture that has been continued to be pushed and pressed in these places. Not all the American culture is a great thing. They've enslaved a good amount of people to get where we're at now. It's kind of like putting a mask on, you know, like look how many, I mean, look what we've done. We look, you can make money on your phone. Like, what do you mean we're horrible?
Right, right.
Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
we gave you Facebook. You know, we gave you because America. You know that comes from America. Mark Zuckerberg is an American guy. The guy from Amazon is an American guy. You know,
Apple,
Apple, an American guy. Microsoft, an American
Billy
guy.
Badass.
Your boy, the one and only Billy Badass, Mr. Gates. Don't get me started on Mr. Gates, but
Yeah, nah, we ain't gonna
I
go
will
up
say
yet.
it's the yin and the yang, you know. Look, I'll tell you like this, whether it's immigration, whether it's living in the American culture, work the system so it works for you. That's it. And I'm sure you can agree, Peep Game. There's a lot of American people out here who don't even know how to work the American system. And
Yeah,
it's tough, bro.
that's
It's
most
not
people.
easy. And it's not
Now,
easy sometimes.
well, that's what I was gonna say. Is you know, we say like, yeah, it's fucked up. Like maybe me and you are doing all right, but there's people in the hood, broken down buildings, like you said, fucked up, low funding schools, shitting on the roads. You know, the any food restaurants that are in the area is all trash food, grocery stores. But you know what's a problem too is that there's nothing stopping anybody in those situations to get up out of that.
Mhm.
Wait. I'm gonna tell you
I'm
what is
listening.
stopping
I'm
people.
listening.
Because if we gave this talk, if we went individually into any hood, just pick any hood and any state of this country, just a typical city, a typical hood. There's crackheads, where there's
The whole nine.
the ghetto, the typical slum. If we went in there and we kicked some game to them and said, yo, listen, there's a way about this life for you. You're just gonna have to move a little different. Most people are gonna tell you that we're fucking crazy. If we say, yo, you gotta turn that TV off first of all, because that TV got you brainwashed. That TV got you believing that you can't become something unless you're a ball player or a rapper. That's what the TV is telling us.
Yeah.
And if we're not strong-minded enough, we gonna buy right into that. But oh shit, white man ain't gonna hire me, right? That's something that people really think like that.
Right.
So if we went and we sat down and talked to some of these people and said, yo, listen, you're struggling, you're in a fucked up neighborhood. One day you want to be out of this. Is it possible for all the people in the hood to all relocate to other areas where they do better and strive in life? Is that something that's possible?
It is and it isn't because this the American going back. It's the American culture that drags these people into that. Where does hip hop come from? It's an American thing, American culture. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If me and you go into these hoods and we try to kick knowledge like like we do, it's me and you against Rick Ross, this one, that. Though for the females, if we bring a conscious female to the hood to talk to these females, She could say an earful. The moment she leaves, we're against Cardi B. We're against this one. We're against that one. Everything we push that's positive, the American culture goes against us. It's very difficult, but at the same time, you got to start holding yourself accountable. That's the problem. Nobody holds himself accountable. They
At
stick
all.
up for the American culture. They stick over the kids. People will stick up for the American culture over kids, bro. Like you got to tell someone like, yo, there's kids around. Like you're doing this. You just gave a whole pack to a little kid to go move. It needs to change, bro, because it's a bigger picture than just us kind of making money starting a business, which is cool. I love it. Don't get it twisted.
But
It's
is that what American culture originally was or
what
is?
what
The hip hop, the sports.
I think the whole American culture is based off other races. The colonizers came here with their knowledge and watched all these people, and they started to develop.